What's going on, everyone? Gilman with Wellthy Stocks, back with our daily Apple update video where we'll take a look at how Apple stock traded today, some key support and resistance levels that we have coming up, and based on that, what we think Apple stock could do. So real quick, if you enjoy videos like this, hit that like button down below, subscribe to my channel if you are new, and comment down below what your thoughts on Apple are, and I'd love to chat with you guys down there. So let me pull this up real quick and hit record. We will get right into it. So as we can see, a little bit of a red day for Apple here. We're down about 18 cents on the day, which is 0.14%. The NASDAQ was up 0.28%. The Dow Jones Industrial Average was up 57 points or 0.18%. And then the S&P was up 0.02%. So S&P and Dow were barely moving today, pretty flat. And then the NASDAQ was also just a little up. So compared to that, a little bit of weakness in Apple. So we'll take a look at how it traded today. So if you guys remember from yesterday, it closed near the 129s, talked about how the 21 EMA was kind of a crucial point for us to see if we could hold that or if we fall to the 34 EMA, and the latter happened today. So we'll take a look at that in just a little bit. But what we saw right out of the gate was a little bit of a sell-off happening in pre-market. We pushed up, got up to 129.69, and then sold off, found support at 128. So we're below VWAP at this point. We hit up against VWAP, broke above support, broke below, came above, and then broke below. And this fall here was kind of nasty. Went all the way from 129 to high 126s, which, as we'll see later on, was the 34 EMA. As well as this 126.65 point. This is kind of a support point we've identified based on price action. So we had both this and the 34 EMA, right? And then we pushed up and then hit VWAP, came above, hit VWAP, came above, came below, and then kind of closed strong. So things that I liked from today and things that I didn't like. Things that I didn't like, obviously, relative weakness, a little bit of a sell-off here. Red day, small red day, but still a red day. The thing I do like though is, the fact that we closed above VWAP, which is good. After hours is slightly green, so not too bad, right? Up about 7, it was 7 now, 3, whatever, right? We're pretty much, barely green in the after hours, but I do like that we're above VWAP here at the close, and I do like that we found support and then level that we thought we would in the 34 EMA. I actually picked up a vertical put spread here that I'm probably looking to exit in the next couple of days. So this dip wasn't too bad. I was basing it on kind of two things: a, that the 34 EMA would hold with this level of 126.65. I didn't buy it until this point though, right? I could have bought it down here 10 cents cheaper, or actually 40 cents cheaper, but I wanted to get some confirmation that we were looking to turn around before I kind of made that move, right? So now let's go to our daily chart and we'll kind of see what we see. I don't think there was any big piece of news today, but there was this article that talks about, the Capitol Hill siege, maybe the beginning of the end of big tech. That's something that we have to consider, right? Not necessarily that article specifically, but the amount of power that big tech has recently kind of come into light. And so those fears around regulations and what could happen with future legislation, I think, are going to kind of keep some of these big tech stocks in kind of on limbo, right? Like we could see a little bit of a choppy trading around these big names. Like if we take a look at Amazon as well, right? Pretty nasty looking fall that it took kind of midday before recovering a lot of that. So let's take a look at Apple on the daily chart and we'll kind of see what we see. So let me for a second take away these drawings for us that I have, and I will draw out some of the indicators, right? So yesterday we talked about, hey, we closed right at this 21 EMA, which was that 21 EMA yesterday was at 128.93. We closed at 128.98. But in the after hours, we were starting to fall already. So we talked about, hey, if we can't hold this 21 EMA, then we could go down all the way to the 34 EMA and find support, and that's exactly what happened today. So you could see the 34 EMA is at 126.90. Our low for today was 126.86, right? So we're off by 4 cents. And then if I bring in the drawings back, we can take a look at this level that we have to, that we were 20 cents away from, but we found support right at the 34 EMA. So moving into the future, right, initially we had talked about, okay, I think that, we run into earnings, supposed to be a good earnings. Foxconn, one of their suppliers, is expected to be earnings as well. Apple is increasing their iPhone production for Q1 2021. So we are expecting a nice earnings beat. But, with all these regulatory issues that came up with big tech and, what that's going to come with, especially a Democratic, House, Senate, and presidency, is kind of the bigger concern now. Do we see kind of legislation that forces these companies to break up, or maybe they get rid of certain powers, whatever that may be, which is causing a lot of uncertainty, right? So taking a look at the price action, if we see a little bit more of a sell-off, right, since we are below the 21 EMA, if we see more of a sell-off, I wouldn't be surprised if we revisit this 126.60s or this 126.90s 34 EMA, potentially, or maybe we find support between the 21 EMA and the 34 EMA here. And that would be kind of the first level that I'm watching. If for whatever reason we see more weakness, then I think 125 could be a mental support point for us. And then the 55 EMA at 124.05, and this 123 level in the mid to high 123s. So first level I'm watching is, again, this 34 EMA and this 126.60s level. Then I'm watching 125, then I'm watching this 124.55 EMA and this high 123s level. What I really want the stock to do, though, again, this is what I want the stock to do, is capture this 21 EMA, which is at 128.92 currently, so we're about 12 cents below it. If we can capture that, I'd like to see the stock ride that 21 EMA and find that as good support, and then get above the 8 EMA, and hopefully we start finding the 8 EMA as support after that. Was hoping for that to happen, before kind of this fall, due to the tech regulations and such came through. But I would like to see that happen first, right? 21 EMA at 128.92, which is only 12 cents away right now. Then I want to see a push towards this 130 level, at which point we'll be above the 8 EMA at 130.08 as well. And then we can kind of, push upward from there and hopefully make a push towards 133.45, then 136.05, and then all-time highs, which I was hoping by earnings, but now I'm kind of cautious in saying that, just because I think the concern of what could come with a future regulation is going to be more prominent and more visible in the stock price than the excitement around the iPhone sales and everything else that we've seen. Remember, this is the first 5G iPhone, right? So that I'm hoping for great numbers, but also because typically the pre-orders and holiday sales would be in different quarters. Now they're in the same quarter. So, for that reason, I was hoping for a great run into earnings. We'll kind of see when we see a little bit of a turnaround. Maybe it starts to consolidate between this 130 and 126.90s range for a little bit, starts to turn around and maybe head back up. Or, if we see more news come out around big tech regulation or whatever that may be, a little bit more of a sell-off could be coming. But I'm hoping for a bounce again off of the 34 EMA if that does happen. So yeah, that's all I had for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to like and drop a subscribe down below. I really appreciate each and every one of you guys. And comment down below what your thoughts on Apple are, and I'd love to chat with you guys down there. Let's remember to be a bit better every single day, and until next time.